Travel and Leisure just ranked Chicago as the #7 best city in the world, joining other cities like Charleston, New York City, Honolulu, and many others. And while Chicago gets a ton of hate for some reason, there's no denying it's an incredible city and probably the best city in the world. And yes, I am extremely biased. So if you're thinking about making a move to the city of Chicago, in today's video, I'm going over my thoughts on what makes Chicago so deserving of this #7 rank. And we're gonna get after it right now. Check it out. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If not, welcome to. My name is Blankenship, your favorite Chicagoland realtor with Keller Properties. And if you have any thoughts about making a move to Chicago, whether it be next month or next year, my team and I would be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email. All my information is down below in the description. But first things first, a big reason why I believe that Chicago is deserving of this #7 rank, because when you compare the city of Chicago to a lot of the, larger scaled cities as well, I feel that housing is on the more affordable side over here. When I'm usually thinking about the top 3 cities, and I know there's a lot of other people that can kind of agree with me, unless, if you had any questions otherwise, drop them down below in the comments. But the top 3 cities here in the US is probably Los Angeles, New York City, and Chicago. And while, New York is on the East Coast and Los Angeles on the West Coast, and they're both on the coast, while the city of Chicago is right dab in the middle. I've been to both. Personally, if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I lived in Pasadena, which is only about 15 minutes from Los Angeles. While Southern California is incredible, I feel like the city of Los Angeles is just not on par with the city of Chicago. And in my opinion, with New York City, it just feels very, very cluttered over there, and in my opinion, kind of dirty. And while those rents and housing for, high-rise condos or whatever you prefer to live in, as well as rents, they are astronomically pretty high compared to the city of Chicago. And I think that's one of the beautiful things. You can have that big city feel in Chicago here and have a much more affordable housing. And if you don't care about the weather and you don't have to be on the West Coast like in Los Angeles, and you like that, you're okay with that winter season and stuff like that, that cold season like New York City has, Chicago has it as well. There's the best of both worlds. We have all 4 seasons. It's pretty incredible. But I think those are one of the things that makes Chicago such a great city to live in my opinion, is that if you want that big city feel and you want to live in a big, large scale of a city, Chicago has much more affordable housing in my opinion compared to other big cities like Los Angeles and New York City. Before I get to one of my favorite parts about the city of Chicago, aka the food, if you can do me a quick favor and smash the subscribe button, as well as leave a comment and a like, because it'll tell YouTube I'm doing a good job at making this video kind of thing. I would be absolutely stoked. And I make videos like this every single week, so if you're into this stuff, hit the subscribe button, because I'm probably going to cover a video that you're into, or I've already covered it in the past. What makes Chicago so deserving of this #7 rank is the food here in my opinion. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I absolutely talk about food all the time. And Chicago has a great diversity of food, whether you like Asian food, American food, Mexican food, and the list can go on and on and on. Chicago kind of has it. And the beautiful thing about food, and when I'm talking to my clients and developing relationships with other people, food typically brings us together. I'm kind of a picky eater, but not really. I just know what I don't and do like, so I kind of stick with that, mindset and that framework of where I'm going to go grab food. But Chicago has incredible spots to grab food here. Something cool that Chicago actually does as well is they kind of have this 2-week celebration called the Chicago Restaurant Week, where a ton of restaurants in Chicago kind of participate, and they offer multi-course meals for, typically for the most part under $60. And while a lot of times these restaurants that you're going to during Chicago Restaurant Week can be, upwards of $100+. So it's a great way to kind of explore that Chicago food scene and kind of get a little bit of everything. And especially those restaurants that, are kind of too expensive that you probably wouldn't go on just like a normal weekend, it makes it possible during Chicago Restaurant Week. And there's a lot of different, in the neighborhoods, a lot of different like Greek Fest, as well as the Taste of Chicago, and Chinatown has, things going on as well with the food culture there. Also, but my personal favorite thing, and if you guys watch my videos, like I said before, you know that I don't really go to the city a ton, but I love the excuse to just say that I live close to the best city in the world. But whenever I go down there for some food, my very favorite place to go is to grab some ramen there at a place called Ramen San, which I'll drop a link down below in the description, especially if you had thoughts of, visiting Chicago, or you live in Chicago right now and just want to try some great food. And, if you are considering making that move to Chicago, definitely try out the food and give me a call or a text, because I would love to grab, some ramen with you, a burger, a steak, or any of that, whatever it may be. I have a lot of clients, and a lot of clients always could come over here and call me, and we're usually grabbing food whenever they just come visit Chicago or the burbs for the weekend or a long week. Something else that makes Chicago so great, in my opinion, is there are so many things to do other than food. But like I said, like a little bit before, is that I don't go to the city crazy much, but when I do, it's always a great time because there's so many things to do. And I can usually plan a weekend trip, or even better yet, a day trip, so I can sleep in my bed at the end of the night, which, there's just a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things that I've never experienced in the city of Chicago, and I'll drop links down below in the description, as well as, places to kind of search for when it comes to finding out things to do in the city of Chicago. What I love personally, besides the food, is the sports culture in the city of Chicago. And if you're into sports, Chicago has great sports history. And if you've called me before and talked about sports with me, you know that I can pretty much say every single day is that Derrick Rose would have been the best point guard to ever play the game if he never tore his ACL. But we have rich history when it comes to sports, with the Chicago Bulls having, the GOAT, aka Michael Jordan, 6 rings and everything like that. We have great baseball, Cubs, historic Wrigley Field, Chicago White Sox. Chicago's Bears has great sports history as well. We probably have the best kick returner to ever play in the game, and we always have great defense. But the Bears aren't that good now, which is kind of disappointing. But, we have the Chicago Blackhawks also. And for me, I love just like going to the games and everything like that. And, there are other cities that might not have, great sports culture like Chicago does. And the crazy thing, if you're not from the city of Chicago and you're thinking about relocating here to the city of Chicago, something, that Chicago sports fans absolutely just always do is that we're always just super optimistic for the season to start, and we're always like, oh yeah, we're gonna be the #1 seed and everything like that. But all the time, I feel like especially the Bears, and I love the Bears, is that we're always never like one of the good teams, and it's always kind of disappointing. But we always look forward to Sunday football starting at 12 and everything like that. And that's probably one of my favorite things here in the city of Chicago, besides the food. So if you like the food scene, going out to grab food, and if you like sports, you'll like the sports scene here as well. If you like going out, there's a lot of great bars as well here, and a lot of them open up super late. I can give you an example. I was out in Austin 2 weeks ago, and we were trying to find other places to grab some beer, and it was about 9:30 already. And the crazy thing is that a lot of places were already closed, serving alcohol, liquor and everything like that. Here, if you like going out a lot here in the city of Chicago, there's a lot of places with, dive bars, speakeasies, some, upper, higher end bars as well. And like I said, a lot of them stay open pretty significantly late. And the most beautiful thing too is that, we have awesome rooftops here because Chicago has some incredible architecture. So the skyline looks magnificent all the time. And something else to do is just going to North Ave, hanging out on Lake Michigan, look at the skyline, having picnics along the water and everything like that. It makes it pretty special living here in Chicago. And there's just so many things to do here. And, if you're in the theater, you like plays and stuff like that, Chicago boasts over 250 theaters as well. I mean, there's truly a lot of things for, for just anyone really to do something in Chicago. And if you're just not like a big city person and you just like doing the same thing over and over again, that's totally fine. But if you are visiting here and you're thinking about things to do, like I said before earlier in this section of this video, is that I'll drop links down below. There's some cool Instagram pages also that kind of let you know about like the free things that are happening in the city that are pretty much a weekly thing or just something spontaneous. It's pretty cool. I follow those Instagram pages even though I never go. But if you try out the city and you're coming here to visit and it's not your thing, give me a call, visit me in the burbs, and I can show you a good time as well. But if you currently live in Chicago or the Chicago suburbs, drop a comment down below because I'd love to hear what you think the best thing about, having the best city in the world and living close or in the best city in the world is, aka Chicago. And if you're considering making a move, whether it be next month or next year, give me a call or text. My team and I'd be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email, information down below in the description. And if you like videos just like this, let me know what you guys want to see. Drop a comment for that as well. Hit the subscribe button, hit a like because I'll tell YouTube I'm doing a good job at making this video kind of thing. Watch one of these videos up here and I will see you guys on the next video.